Namaste. Welcome to our special DPI Diwali program. Diwali, the Festival of Lights, celebrates light over darkness, good over evil. It is particularly associated with Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. In Guyana, Guyanese from all walks of life celebrate this occasion by lighting diyas and indulging in tasty delicacies. Over the next 15 minutes, we will be sharing with you the significance of this auspicious occasion, the history behind the annual motorcade, and even how to make sweetmeats. To learn about the origin of Diwali, I met with Pandit Danish Prasad, who is from the Belir Vishnu Mandir.
Diwali or Deepavali has a literal meaning behind it. It's broken up into two words, right? Deep and Avali. Deep means light and Avali means a row of. Right? So when put together, Deepavali means a row of light. Hence why persons light diyas on this very sacred night. As well, persons think that Diwali or Deepavali is about lighting diyas or going to the motorcade or having a good time at home, but there's a deeper meaning into this very great festival as well. Philosophically, Deepavali, when you look at it, right, it's mainly surrounds this diya that we light, right? And this diya, as I would look at it, represents our body, right? The diya, the vessel itself, represents the body. The ghee inside the diya represents our mind, and the flame that comes up represents how spiritual we are, spiritually conscious we are. Now tell me, if you put impure ghee into that diya, or ghee mixed with water, would that diya light? It wouldn't, right? Same thing happens with this body or this mind that we have. If the mind becomes impure, right, we can never become spiritually conscious. We can never reach our Lord. We can never give Him His blessing, because an impure mind would make us have bad words come out of our mouth, or will make us do wrong things, wrong actions. When the mind is pure, pure thoughts come, and hence good actions come as well. Right? So Deepavali is about this. It's about doing good things. Right? It's not only about the celebration of light over darkness, but it's about doing good and trying to purify our minds in the process as well.
Can you expound on the origin of Deepavali?
Well, there are many mythologies surrounding Deepavali, how it came about. Some may say that it's when Bhagwan Sri Ram came back from exile, his 14 years of exile. The people of Ayodhya, they lit diyas to celebrate his return. As well, people say that Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he as well conquered a very great demon by the name of Narakasur and saved 16,000 kanyas or maidens in the process, and that's why people celebrate this day as well. So there are many stories surrounding Deepavali. The coming of Mahalakshmi as well can come to mind, but that's why it's mostly fixed upon that divine goddess Mahalakshmi. Okay. It's basically to worship her on a day like this and to seek her blessings, to say that this is the best day to do prayers or worship to Mahalakshmi.
We also spoke to the Indian High Commissioner, His Excellency V. Mahalingam, who enlightened us on how Diwali is celebrated in India compared to Guyana.
There is not much of a difference between India and Guyana. It is basically a Hindu festival. The festival in India is celebrated for 5 days. But in Guyana, I find that most of the people celebrate Diwali for only 1 day. In terms of national holidays between India and Guyana, the same, only one day national holiday. Although in India, people celebrate Diwali for 5 days. And Diwali falls on the darkest day of new moon in the month of Kartik. Diwali in North India is celebrated on a particular day, and in South India, Diwali is celebrated a day before. The difference is Diwali in North India is celebrated on the day Lord Rama came back to Ayodhya after winning Ravana, after completing the 14 years of exile. That is the day is celebrated as Diwali in North India and West India too. Whereas in South India, the day of Naraka Chaturdasi, that is one day before the Diwali, is celebrated as Diwali in South India. Naraka Chaturdasi is the day on which Lord Krishna killed Narakasura, a demon who created a lot of trouble for both human beings and devas. In India, as I said, Diwali is celebrated for 5 days. It's called for the first day is called Dantera. Dantera is basically celebrated by businessmen. It is a day of Lakshmi Puja. Basically, the businessmen celebrate that day as Lakshmi Puja. The second day is Naraka Chaturdasi, which is celebrated as Diwali in South India. The third day is main Diwali, and the fourth day is called Diwali Padwa. Diwali Padwa is a day celebrated for the bond of love between husband and wife, and the final day is called Diwali Bhai Dooj. Bhai Dooj, that is a celebration of love between brothers and sisters. Even in India, the celebration of Diwali varies between state to state. But one thing that is common is the burning of crackers. That's common all over India. And of course in Guyana also, the crackers is something which everyone uses. But there are other aspects like putting up cereal bulbs. These days, because in the modern age, we have cereal bulbs. But those days we used to have lamps, lamps made out of mud pot, and they used to be lit all over the house, particularly on the front side of the house and the back side of the house, and they put all around the house. Basically, they lighten up the house, and that's being done everywhere, whether it's India or Guyana. There is not much of a difference. In terms of food, of course, the local food always takes over. The most important thing during Diwali is sweets. People prepare a lot of sweets, and they distribute sweets between friends, families, and in offices too. So it is kind of distribution of sweet is kind of a distribution of love and affection between people. So that is very common, and not only sweets. They prepare all kinds of savories, sweets, all kinds of different kinds of food during Diwali. It is for any festival in India or Guyana, for that matter, food plays a very important role. So that way the local food varieties take over, but sweets are very common in both countries. Motorcade is not particularly popular during Diwali. We do have motorcades on various occasions. Definitely the motorcade is not very common all over India. The motorcade seems to be a kind of a concept which has been adopted by Guyana, and of course I understand that in some other countries, in Grimithia countries, they do have motorcade. It's a kind of a local creation, I would say.
Dr. Vindhya Prasad, President of the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha, tells us about the history of the annual motorcade and how it has evolved over the years.
The motorcade started in 1975, 1 year after the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha was formed. And the motorcades were a brainchild of Pandit Ripudaman Prasad, president of the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha. It had humble origins, but his thoughts at that time, and why I can tell you this, vividly recalling, a few weeks ago I was reading some of his writings. In fact, he has done an autobiography, and I've been perusing some of his writings, and he was talking about what he was thinking of at that time when he conceptualized the motorcades, and he thought it would be a fitting way to bring Guyanese of all walks of life together in a very nice way, because the motorcade is devoid of anything vulgar or lewd. It's very spiritual, it's very religious, and it's perfect for family. And he was bringing a beautiful tradition out onto the streets, making it national in the sense, filling people with pride that they can come out in a unified way, and also allowing the festival more visibility and allowing us as a people to understand the significance of the festival. So it started at the LBI Mandir. That's where it converged. It had a longer route going through town, going all the way up to La Penitence and all these places, Alexander Village and so. And then over time, when it evolved and moved from, at that time it was just small cars with a few fairy lights, sometimes horse-drawn carts, smaller things like bicycles, it was simple. And they would use the simple decorations. But when it evolved and the vehicles got bigger and the decorations got more and it became, complex to maneuver, the route was shortened. The venue was changed because at the time, when the motorcades gained popularity, more and more people started to attend the motorcades. And then it shifted to the LBI Community Center ground. And today we are very proud that we've been able to sustain for 42 years these motorcades. And the beauty of it is that it's not only one motorcade that we are usually having per year. Right now, the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha hosts 8 motorcades around the country. I would like to think that the Diwali motorcades constitute one of the biggest events in this country, because thousands of people, not only here in Georgetown, but across the country, look at the motorcades. So the motorcades will move from the Sri Krishna Mandir through Sandibab Street onto Vlisingen Road, and then along the seawall and to the LBI Community Center ground. And no one can pass on the night of the motorcade and not marvel at the thousands of people that converge on the seawalls, that line there, that sit there patiently. And then when the motorcades take that turn from Vlisingen to the seawall, it's a sight to behold. They're exquisite. And I have seen the growth in the designs of the motorcade. You wanted me to talk whatever. I've seen the growth. From simple fairy lights strapped on, people are creating complex steel structures. The lights have now advanced, and there are different types of lights people are using, from putting a picture on a car top and just covering it with fairy lights. You have young people now attired beautifully, depicting our various scriptures, the aspects relating to Mahalakshmi, Diwali. They sit there, and I don't think I could sit still for that long. But little children, young people, they sit there, they maintain their poise and their posture, and they hold that all the way to the ground. What is amazing is the dedication. People will walk from the Sri Krishna Mandir all the way to LBI Community Center ground. We have the Tasa drums. We have also, for a few years, you would have had processions of people holding diyas between the motorcades, walking. It is something we stopped a few years because what happened that made the motorcade take longer to get to the ground. But again, people are getting more creative, innovative, and I really want to salute the creativity of my Guyanese brothers and sisters who do this and who come on board. And I think what we must be proud of as a people is that we can show the rest of the world that we can respect each other's festivals in such a visible way that regardless of our beliefs, we come out in numbers to view, to support, to admire, to encourage, to appreciate the Diwali motorcades. So when you think of Diwali in Guyana, it's synonymous with the Diwali motorcades. Much as Diwali Nagar is synonymous with Trinidad and Tobago, this is the home of the Diwali motorcade. Nothing like this exists in the Caribbean. from this, a few motorcades have been started in North America. I think maybe one still continues. But other than that, beyond that, there's nothing like this. So if people want to see this, then Guyana is the place to come. And I can't think of anything more beautiful to celebrate Diwali.
The most popular sweetmeat in the Indian culture is parsad. Here's how you can make some of your very own.
You will need 1 pound of sugar, 1 pound of flour, 1 pound ghee, raisins, 1 tin of evaporated milk or fresh cow's milk. Combine the sugar and water into a mixture. Place a large pot or kahari on medium heat. Now add your ghee. Add flour and stir quickly to dissolve. Begin parching by stirring continuously. Turn heat to medium-low and continue to parch flour and ghee mixture until golden brown. This should take 15 to 20 minutes. Once ghee mixture is golden brown, pour in sugar and water mixture and warm milk along with raisins. Stir quickly and vigorously as mixture comes together. Your parsad is now finished and ready to be enjoyed.
We do hope you've enjoyed our Diwali program. On behalf of the management and staff of the Department of Public Information, Shubh Diwali.